I just found out my stepsister is pregnant with my ex-boyfriend's baby. My first ever Reddit post, so please let me know if anything is unclear. I tried my best and really just needed to get this all off my chest because I'd kinda feel right now. Name and slight date changes are used. Background context: IF22 began dating Dom M22 when we were in 8th grade. I dated Dom all 4 years of high school 2015-2019. After dating for a year, he cheated on me with my best friend. This was my first serious relationship and it was a very big deal for 16-year-old me. At the time I was heartbroken, but I stayed with him. We were on and off and pretty toxic. We did not break up until our senior year. We were both 17. I have since been single and taken the time to connect with myself. I have also discovered new and different people. I have since had other emotionally significant relationships, but this was my first love and I learned so much from it. Anyways, the moral of it all is Dom was a very significant person in my life. In 2020 my dad got married. This was a very quick marriage, they eloped, and my stepmom family lived in a different state. The first time I met my step family was when they moved into my dad's house. I was 19 and lived with my mom. My stepsister Elle was 18. We became really good friends really fast and we did everything together. We bought the same clothes, drank the same drinks, went to every activity together, planned our days around each other's schedule. We were besties. We told our entire lives to each other and we helped each other heal from a lot. We tried and knew everything about each other. In summer 2021 I noticed Elle was acting weird. I felt like she was avoiding me. I would tell her when I was coming over and she wouldn't be at the house when I got there. She wouldn't stay in the same room or talk to me long, which was unusual behavior. Around this same time, my dad was acting weird too. One day we were in the car and he asked me, "Are you mad at Elle?" I was confused and said no. Why? He just told me that she thought I was. Another time he asked me, "Do you know who Elle hangs out with?" I'm not sure who. I was just wondering if you knew. I blew it off at the time and just said the only friends I know she has here are me and my best friend. She had just moved there and it was around the end of COVID, so she really didn't know anyone. The weird but minor incidents continued and I started to connect dots in my head. I began to have suspicions that she was spending time with my ex-boyfriend. This was summer 2021, right before I was leaving to go to school 8 hours away. In December when I came back for break I got into a fight with my dad and we stopped talking. It happened the first day back from break, so I have not seen any of them since the last time I was with them in the summer. The fight was only with my dad, but the other members, who I went from speaking to sometimes multiple times a week, just stopped communicating with me completely. This was very hard for me. I really had to grieve the loss of all these people that I had such deep connections with. It was especially hard losing the relationship with my dad, but he is really toxic and I cannot maintain a relationship with him. It also hurt losing someone I considered a best friend. I always thought it was weird that Elle stopped talking to me also. It felt like it must have been a build-up of events, but I just didn't understand why it was happening. Soon it all made sense because in summer 2022 it was confirmed by mutual friends that Dom and Elle were dating. As if that wasn't enough, here's what's happening now. A family member reached out to me a few days ago and told me that Elle is pregnant. It is Dom's baby. I feel shocked and confused. I just don't know what to say. Elle knew about Dom. I explained the entire relationship to her. They met knowing exactly who the other person is. For context, my biological sister is dating Dom's best friend, so I think before I left for school they were all beginning to hang out together. I say that to make it clear they met mutually knowing who the other was, i.e. my stepsister and my ex-boyfriend. Dom came to all the holidays, and family trips, family dinners and birthdays when we were together. He was around for years. My family knows who he is. This was my first love and of course I knew the day would come when he was having a family with someone else. But I didn't think the child would technically be my niece-nephew. This is just sick. I do not talk to them and haven't for about 2 years, so this post isn't about what to do. I just don't know how to handle this information. I don't want to talk to them and I don't want to think about them and I just want to forget about it all. But it feels like it's just one thing after another. It's like Dom isn't in my life anymore. I have no direct contact with him, but he is still fucking with me. I just want to let go of it all, but I'm mad at everyone involved. My stepsister, my ex, my dad, my sister, my stepmom, all of them. I'm angry and I'm hurt by it all, but I wish I wasn't. Please, what am I supposed to do with this information? I have already reached out to the family member who told me and explained I appreciated their intentions, but for future reference they did not need to feel obligated to tell me any other updates and I do not want to be informed about anything else. That was a few days ago and I haven't heard back from them. Honestly, everyone just sucks here, and in someone else's version of it all. I probably suck too. Update, please give me some grace trying to respond to the comments. Right now I'm just going to add context. 1. I made this account today. I just found out what karma is, and I have only listened to Reddit stories on the Two Hot Takes podcast. I am not trolling. I have actually thought about writing on Reddit for a while because my family dynamic is pretty chaotic and bizarre. 2. I have been in therapy since I stopped talking to my dad. I will talk to my therapist about this, but I got this news the day after our weekly appointment, so I have to wait until next week. I know this post was very emotionally driven, but I need to feel this right now, so I can eventually let it go. I promise I can rationalize all of this after I have my dramatic moment. Lol. 3. The story about my dad requires a lot more context to understand, and I am going to make a separate post about it. Honestly, I think this is actually why I'm upset about the situation, but I just haven't figured out my feelings yet. This post was a way of trying to figure them out, get this off my chest, and hear some outside opinions. 4. The story about my biological sister 24 also has a lot of other context. Long story short, we have never got along my entire life. She also has a lot of mental health and drug abuse problems, so our relationship has been very rocky my whole life. She has betrayed me plenty of times, and I can make another post just about her too. 5. I am already no contact with everyone in my family except for my mom.